Now imagine that this pool represents God's grace and presence, and you can have as much of it as you want. Now, most Christians, they're going to go very shallow. They're only going to go ankle deep. They're going to do their bare minimum. If anything, their 5 minutes of devotion. They've crossed off that box to make God happy with them. And now they can go along on the rest of their day. God activities done. They can go and live their life until tomorrow. Then there are those Christians who recognize that God deserves more than this. And they go a bit deeper. They go knee deep. They might spend more time in prayer. They might have an inconsistent prayer life, but they want to seek after God. Not just because they have to do it in their minds, but because they do want to seek him. But they're caught up with distractions and cares of the world, apathy and things come in. But they do have something inside of them where if they could just grasp it, they could go deeper with God and experience more of him and get a greater revelation that would really just propel them in their spiritual life. Then there are those Christians who, they'll go deeper than most. They're up to their waist. And they're doing their consistent Bible reading, their consistent prayer, they're meditating on the word, they're just mining it for the riches of God. They're passionate about God and the things of God, knowing him more, being transformed. But they recognize that there's so much more of God that they can still have. But if they keep persisting in the way that they are and growing, his Spirit will guide them to a deeper place. Then you've got those Christians who, they're not happy with just being waist deep even. And this is rare. These Christians want to immerse themselves completely. They want as much of God as they can have, and they won't settle for anything less. And they're in here waist deep, but they just want to go all in and absolutely saturate themselves with God, to just have as much of him as they can, to go so deep with him, to spend long periods of time in prayer, to be meditating on his word, using their freshest time to do so. When other people are watching TV or doing other activities, they're getting into the word, they're getting into prayer, they're wanting to know God more. Their heart is just set aflame for him. And I love in Ephesians 3 where it talks about us being filled with the fullness of God. We already have God's Spirit when we're born again, but to be filled with the fullness of God is to experience a greater indwelling in terms of his power and the closeness of his presence. And the Bible tells us that we draw near to God and he'll draw near to us. And it's so refreshing. It feels so wonderful. You feel so alive. You feel so satisfied in a way that nothing else can satisfy you like that. But the thing is that most times in prayer, it can take sometimes 15 minutes just to even get into prayer, to unclutter, undistract your mind from the things of the world, where you can be still and surrendered and allow God to speak to you. Because if you're saturating yourself with the things of the world, it's going to take time to dry off. We can't just have this drive-through Christianity where it's just bang, 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 get through these activities. So we need to learn something that's a very rare skill in this day and age with all the technology and everything that we have, is to be still, is to stop, to be able to pause and be surrendered to God. And then you'll see what he does in your life. So which one would you be? I would love to hear your comments on this video. Which person would you consider yourself to be? And do you want to go all in? Is that the place that you want to get to? Let me know what you think. I pray that you are doing well, my friends, and that you've been blessed by this video. And I look forward to talking to you very soon. God bless you.